Hold on to your butts. These are the Squashbuckler Diaries. Welcome back. My name is Guy Hasson, and you are listening to the Squashbuckler Diaries podcast, the podcast about Joy Shelley, the girl who lives in dreams. And yes, my voice is still bad from being sick, but I'm getting better, and hopefully tomorrow it'll be a much, much better voice. So while my voice is bad, we are keeping talking to a minimum. I usually like to explain the entire thing to you. I usually like to give you some context. But hopefully you already know who Joy is, and that she lives in her father's dreams, and they live on a flying pirate ship, and they have adventures each and every day, almost, because that's what he dreams about, and then when he disappears, she's left alone. Anyway, let's just get to it and see what slice of life we're covering today. Episode 137, The Hammer Games. Joy's age 3.5, told by the Red Dragon. Dragon Little, just 3 years old and a tiny human child, picked up a hammer as big as her father. It was a huge, colorful hammer made of plastic and filled with air. Dragon Father and Dragon Little had just defeated an alien mastermind that proved to be easily beaten. On his planet, all buildings, weapons, and objects were all full of air with a thin sheet of plastic separating them from everything else. Even the mastermind himself was full of air, and all it took was one prick to his shoulder to defeat him. Now Dragon Little was discovering the magic of this land. She picked up a hammer and swung it around, hitting her father's face with the hammer. "Dull!" he shouted, appearing flummoxed, even though it could not have hurt him more than a feather. Dragon Little laughed and hit him again. "Dull!" He collapsed backwards. "What are you doing?" His voice clearly indicated he was having fun. "Hitting you!" The 3-year-old Dragon Little shouted at him and hit him again. "Don't do that! Don't down! Now I'm telling you, don't you lift that down!" Dragon Little was laughing and hitting and laughing. "All right then, my turn." He reached for a big object that looked like a boulder but was full of air. "Ha!" He threw it at her. She fell backwards. "Oh, it didn't hurt me. And she struck him, and he struck her, and by the time it was his time to go away and disappear, they had passed through the entire city, throwing things at each other and hitting each other with almost everything in sight. It was the most fun they had in a long, long while. Told by the Red Dragon. Hashtags Joy, Justin, Hammer Games. And so we see that not everything is serious, not everything is adventure. Sometimes they just have fun, and when they have fun, it is unlike the fun that we have here. They had an entire city of inflatable stuff to play with because it's the dream. Anyway, still keeping my talking to a minimum. Tomorrow, back with a healthier voice and one more episode of Joy Shelley's life. Next time, Being a Villain, episode 138. And now, the credits. The Squashbuckler Diaries are written and read by me, Guy Hasson. All the tags mentioned in this story are searchable at the website. You can find all the stories there in written form and, in fact, 150 Squashbuckler Diaries more. The Squashbuckler Diaries is the diary of Joy Shelley, the girl who lives in dreams. She'll be called the Forgotten Girl by her father. She'll be a true heroine. She'll change the world. This project shows her entire life from birth to death. Check out the website at guyhasson.com. That's GUYHASSON.com. I've been an author and playwright for more than 30 years, and this is the first time I've used the guyhasson.com website, because The Girl in the Dream is my life project. If you have questions, if you want to comment, please do. You can comment at the website or email me at guyhasson@gmail.com. That's GUYHASSON, GUYHASSON
@gmail.com. The theme music is called Brass Gentleman and is created by Thomas Howardek. My name is Guy Hasson, and this is my life project. Come back tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, for more.
On his planet, all buildings, weapons, and objects are all full of air with a thin